Today I want to talk to you about how I come to read multiple times and love George R. R. Martin's fantasy saga, A Song of Ice and Fire. I was inspired to do this video by my friend, Sir L.T. Giles, who put it online a couple days ago. If you don't follow him already, what are you doing? You really should. He does TV show reviews, he talks about Game of Thrones, and lately he started a really great series called Storytime with L.T. Giles, and let me tell you, that guy has a real talent for telling stories, so you really should check them out. Don Willie and JD the Dragon also did the same kind of videos, so I will put all of their links in the description box as always. I thought it would be a nice video to do because every time I tell the story to people, that always brings a pretty strong response along the lines of, "Are you insane or what?" So let me tell you how and why I started reading A Song of Ice and Fire. As a lot of people, I started watching the TV show. I think I watched season 1, the first episode of season 1 pretty early on, like maybe a couple weeks after it was aired in the US. But to be perfectly honest, I did not make it through the first episode. I was a little confused by the really strong Northern English accent in the opening scene, and I had a really hard time understanding what the actors were saying, so I quit watching, pretty much midway through. But the buzz kept intensifying, and at that time I was binge watching a lot of TV shows, so I thought, okay, now I need something to watch, I will give it a second chance. So I tried again. It was probably a couple weeks after season 2 had started airing, so I watched all of season 1. As a lot of people, I loved the end of the first episode, that really epic and horrible moment of Bran being thrown out of the window, and also obviously Ned's beheading. And I continued watching straight to the beginning of season 2, and the first episode of season 2, I feel really ashamed to tell you that because I was one of those stupid TV watchers. I was looking at it and I had all of the characters confused in my brain, although I had binge watched it. In the first episode of season 2, when we have Stannis and Melisandre and Davos, all of them appear, I was really confused. I'm like, who are these people? I don't follow, I need to pause and look for some info. So what did I do? I went online and searched Game of Thrones. And I saw there was a lot of information, and I kept on searching. One thing leading to the other, I stumbled onto Westeros.org. And man, I got hooked. I paused the TV show and I spent weeks reading the forums. I read pages and pages and pages of the infamous heresy thread that is now probably at the 100, if not 200th edition. I maybe read 22 of those. And keep in mind, I had only watched season 1 and I'd never read any of the books, but I got sucked in by the community. That's why people think I'm absolutely insane. So I continued watching a couple of episodes of season 2, probably paused midway and figured, okay, I gotta read those books. A couple things about me. I don't read that many fantasy, sci-fi, even just modern novels. I'm more of a classicist. I studied literature in college, and usually I read books by the likes of Dickens, Dostoevsky, Balzac, not that many contemporary stuffs. But having read so much on the forums, I was, pretty certain that it was a good book, because otherwise how could so many pages of theories and ideas and essays be written about a book that was just meh, so. But I devoured them. And keep in mind, for me, there was no shocker, there was a red wedding, but there was no surprise regarding the red wedding because I started reading the books knowing every single plot twist and also every single theory about the plot twist there were in those books, but I still want to read them. Actually, that's not true. There was surprisingly, one plot point that is really pretty major that had not been spoiled for me in the books, and that was like my biggest shocking moment. It was in the Feast for Crows, a Sansa chapter. I don't remember which one on the top of my head, but it's the chapter where Peter kills Lysa, and obviously you learn that all the plot of a Game of Thrones was just a big shenanigan made by Peter Baelish. That was my big wow moment. So let me tell you from my experience, those books really transcend spoilers. Fear not, even though some of the plot points of the next book might be shown in the TV show first, I'm pretty sure everyone will still really enjoy it. I'm a baby Game of Thrones fan. I've only read the series from A to Z once, but I've reread a lot of chapters, a lot of times. I lack a lot of knowledge that guys like Westeros history, Wars and Politics of Ice and Fire, I don't want to miss anyone, oh my god, well, yeah, I don't have a really deep-rooted knowledge about the books, but I feel like I have a deep-rooted knowledge and love for the fandom. So that is my second conclusion, which is, I love you guys, all the Game of Thrones fans out there. You are the main thing that drawn me to those books, and to that day that has not disappointed. That's the best fandom I've ever seen. People are just wonderful, and yeah, it's a really great thing to be a part of. I think that's all. Let me know in the comments what your Game of Thrones story is, and also, you know, it would be really cool if you could make a video of that. I'm not tagging anyone in particular, but that's a great testament to our love to those books and this community. So yeah, leave me a comment telling me what has drawn you to those books, and yeah, also, little plug, I'm on Twitter all the time, so yeah, reach out on Twitter. As always, it's sweet YFT, and you'll find me there. And yeah, I'd love reading your tweets. So I hope you enjoyed that video, and until next time, bye bye!